These pictures and this episode's video are from a day of sailing, an afternoon of sailing on Port Phillip Bay in Victoria, Australia. In quite strong conditions, 25 to 35 knots of westerly, which I went south down the bay, came back probably a 20 nautical mile round trip, just highlighting a few of the features on Mushka. Well, the sunshine was so pleasant in Melbourne, but out on Port Phillip Bay here it's a slightly different story. It's still sunny, but a little bit windy. I've got I'm just trying my stay sail off the front of the forestay there. I was having a few issues with balancing the boat when the stay sail was on its own on the inner forestay, and the wind vane's doing its work here, and it seems to be in reasonable balance given the strength of the conditions. I'm just going to head out here today for a few hours and come back. I ended up deferring my trip down to Tassie. There's an ugly low weather system coming through on Thursday, much stronger than this, out in Bass Strait. So there's plenty I can do here in Port Phillip Bay. The jib that's hoisted here is equivalent to a number 4. The hanks there have got some creases in them. I nipped that up a little later, just needs more tension on the halyard, which happens later. That red line is a spare jib sheet. There are on each side of the boat 4 jib cars, 2 rails with 2 blocks on each rail, which is pretty handy for having a couple of spare lazy sheets around in the event I want to change the running rigging or the position of the clew of the sail. These just a couple of things around the cockpit here. Those winches, I've upgraded the winches. I've bought a couple of larger winches, and it just makes life so much more easy. On the boom there, the blocks are being replaced next week. These are the main sheet blocks that are holding that main sheet down onto the Traveller. And that line that you see extending back, that light line that goes to the roof of the underneath there of my bimini, that's a control line for the wind vane, which I can adjust the wind vane without coming into the cockpit. It's just loosely anchored to near the companionway, so I can just pop my head out, and if I need to make a bearing adjustment, I can do that pretty simply using that. And to the left there you'll see a Fortress anchor positioned, it's a spare anchor. My main is flying well with, it's got 2 reefs in it. The head sail needs a little bit of tensioning on the halyard, creases around the hanks. Not good. So I just adjusted the wind vane so that the foil itself was standing more perpendicular to the wind, and then when that is occurring, the paddle down there is perpendicular, well, lines up, if you like, with that shaft, and it's much easier on everything when it's like that. You've got not a lot of tension on these lines, which means it's working well, boat's in reasonable balance. So up top there it's 30 to 32 knots, and I think that's just a rain squall that's coming through at the moment. Down below here, everything's on a bit of an angle, but I'm cooking up chorizo and ham, toasted samo. See, there's a little bit of an angle happening on my lamps. But the boat's riding quite comfortably. I probably could even put another reef in just to take some of this heel out of it. I should probably actually do that. I'm going to try a little later on my storm jib, so we'll just see what happens there. These conditions are set to remain for most of the day. 25 knots with gusts up to 35. Time for a bit of lunch. Well, this is a bit later in the afternoon, and wind speed's about 32 knots, and I'm reasonably hard on. I'm about 40 degrees apparent there, as you can see. But I've got 2 reefs in, still that number 4 up front. And I think my wind generator's about to give up the ghost. I tell you, if one of those blades comes off, it might be a bit of a problem for me. Put the brake on, it's got an electronic brake, but that doesn't appear to be working, and I'm not going to get up there and try and turn it around. This will pass soon. I think I can see there's a cloud line clearing up ahead. It's dropping off a bit already. And here we are at the end of the day, coming into the marina at Sandringham. A pretty lively day's sail, but a good one for just working through the workings of the boat. Clearly need to do something about that generator. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.